So this is group 1, and we are presenting on Joseph Mengele's experiment on twins in Germany. And according to Britannica.com, Joseph Mengele, also known as the Angel of Death, was born March 16, 1911 in Germany and died February 7, 1979 near Brazil. He was a Nazi doctor at the Auschwitz extermination camp between 1943 and 1945. He selected prisoners for execution in gas chambers and conducted medical experiments on inmates in pseudoscientific racial studies. He was very twisted and held on to his power as a doctor and to use it to his advantage beyond comprehension. According to History.com, as war erupted, Mengele became a medical officer within the SS, which was a major paramilitary organization under Adolf Hitler within the Nazi Party. And he joined that in 1937 and between 1937 and 1938. He studied philosophy in Munich and medicine at Frankfurt University. And his background in medicine came in handy while he was in Auschwitz, because not only did he experiment on the inmates that were there, he was also a primary doctor while he was there as well. He was described as attractive and well-polished, which was used to his advantage as he was a doctor, in persuading specifically women and children to cooperate with his experiments. He was a man of Catholic religion and Catholic background. He had a lot of wealth, and he grew up rather respected within his community, which once again came in handy later on as he needed control and respect within his experiments. He was referred to as the Angel of Death due to his ability to kill and end the lives of thousands of men, women, and children within the execution camp.
Just some general info on the German twin experiments. There were experiments on twins at Auschwitz done by Dr. Joseph Mengele in 1943 and 1944. Approximately 1,500 sets of twins were brutally experimented on. Only 200 are believed to have survived the experiments. Dr. Mengele at Auschwitz. The twins were typically arranged by age and gender and kept in barracks in between experiments. Most of the time, one would be kept as control while the other twin was forced to be experimented on. Typically, if an experiment reached the point of death, the other twin would be brought in and executed. Due to Dr. Mengele's position at Auschwitz, he was given an abundant amount of twins to continue his genetics research with relative autonomy and no oversight. These experiments were not the first done concerning twins and genetics. The study of eugenics was coined in 1883 by Francis Galton, and his studies first looked at twins as the basis of eugenics. Dr. Joseph Mengele studied eugenics under his mentor, Ottomar von Verschuer, where he studied and conducted experiments prior to his time at Auschwitz.
Who was involved in these experiments? Joseph Mengele was the central leader of these experiments. He was the main person in charge of torturing and doing all the experiments on the twins. It was performed on nearly 1,500 sets of imprisoned twins. Otmar von Verschuer had significant power over and influence in Nazi Germany. He was also the mentor over Joseph Mengele. Dr. Miklos was a Hungarian Jewish pathologist who helped with the experiments on the twins. He was under supervision of Joseph Mengele. There was also several assistants that helped with Joseph Mengele experiments.
Joseph's experiment purpose. Joseph's experiment served no significant purpose other than using innocent people as guinea pigs. He exposed the children to diseases, torture, and disfigurement under research, which he deemed as medical. He would use one twin as the control in a laboratory, as the other twin was used for blood transfusions.
The importance behind Joseph's experiment. Twin studies had helped scientists like Mengele's mentor justify what they saw as necessary discrimination against people with undesirable genetic characteristics, such as being Jews, Roman people, LGBTQ people, and people with disabilities and other characteristics. Eugenicists held genetics responsible for undesirable characteristics in social conditions like criminality and poverty. They believed that selective breeding could be used to encourage socially acceptable behavior and wipe out undesirable tendencies. The data that was collected from the twins was based on their way to study nature and nurture. The consistent experiments kept the scientists thinking that twins could create more perfect offspring, which is they tested and found that the IQs of twins were higher than the regular child. So basically, he was just obsessed with the fact that twins were basically smarter than the regular single child or the children who were just like regular siblings.
The progression decline that was provided. The experiments caused trauma and pain to the victims involved. The twins that survive still have to go through the trauma, and some of them don't even have their siblings anymore. Nothing good came out of the German twin experiment.
The success of Joseph's experiment. Joseph's experiment success came from traumatizing, torturing, and killing twins during the Holocaust and death camps. Joseph did not have any success in his experiment because he used the children as guinea pigs in an inhumane experiment in the genocide of Jews. Remembering the Mengele twins.
And that is it.
Yes.